Hello everyone, Trailer Goldenard here, Principal of Coláiste Gobnathan, and this is a presentation for parents of first year students coming into us in September of this year, and also for the students themselves, and congratulations on successfully coming to the end of your primary school schooling, and I'm sure you're all ready for when you come into us in September. But one way or another, we usually have this presentation around the time of what we call the assessment exams in April, but obviously because of COVID-19 we didn't manage to do that. So I'm going to try to give you some information here, and I'm also sending you an email with extra information, and you'll hear from me again in early August with the final blast of information, if you like, including some about what we're planning to do in terms of COVID-19. But if you have questions in the meantime, feel free to send us an email, ifig@coláiste.ie. The office is closed at the moment and will be until the first week of August. Rita's on holidays and I'm pretty well working from home myself. But if you email us there, you can still get us, and I'll come back to you as soon as I possibly can. So essentially, the philosophy we have behind education in Coláiste Gobnathan is this idea of ag taú le gach dalta chun buaigh go mis a bhaint amach, or that every student would manage to achieve to the best of their ability. So I'm going to run through 6 elements of all of that. First one being a dachas trí Gaeilge, or education through Irish. Number 2 is the subjects. Number 3 is the school uniform. Number 4, books, copybooks and equipment. Number 5 is the locker, lunchtime and the costs. And finally we'll talk about how you can get in touch with us and how we'll be getting in touch with you. So regarding education through Irish, look, there's an awful lot there now in the literature and in research which shows all of the advantages that come with studying through a second language, or even your first language or a third language, whatever it may be, namely confidence, interest in other subjects, the ability to think creatively, and to obviously find solutions to problems quicker than people who may not have had that opportunity. In our school, we're quite specific in that it's the Irish of the locality we're using. It's a country or a rural education is what's provided and all that goes with that. And of course then, because we're small, we all know each other from first years to leaving certs, and this allows us to take care of each other and keep an eye on each other as the years go by, as time goes by. And that essentially is the community, the school community, and I'd like to welcome you all to our school community, and hopefully you'll get as much enjoyment out of it as the rest of us do. So when it comes to travelling through first year to third year, initially things have changed a bit, because now assessment is done on a continuous basis, and there are these sort of check-in opportunities before you come to the end of third year. So it's not just the exams at the end of third year now. Also, we have a focus on key skills. 2 of them are referenced there on the right: communication and working with others. So, you know, it would be hard to argue against the skills that are picked up at this level as well. So that's our first element there, is junior cycle. We're also involved in a scheme to be recognised as a Gaeltacht school, which is very advantageous to the school, but it requires us to make the utmost effort to speak Irish and to use Irish in every aspect of school life, and that includes parents. When you come into the school and try to contact us, we're hoping for people to make the best effort that they can and to support all the efforts that we're making. Instruction Leadership Programme is a programme we've been following for a few years now, where teachers get the opportunity to upgrade their skills in the classroom. And the Student Voice, the Bridge to Learning project, is one we have been involved in nationally and internationally, which opens up the classroom for students to have more of a say in how they're learning and what they're learning. And obviously we have, as you can see, our Student Council, which gives students a certain voice in how the school is run also. The second thing then is subjects, and obviously we have quite a range of subjects for such a small school, but I'd like to draw your attention to something for this year, which is that for first years now, history, or STAR, as you can see it there, is included as a compulsory subject, along with the other ones here on the left. What we're going to do this year for first year students is we're going to get the subjects chosen before Christmas, so that in January, when we return after Christmas, the optional subjects will then be beginning for first year students. Teachers were more inclined to have it this way, and with the numbers we have now, it's just an easier way of managing it, and it actually gives more of an advantage to students because they have more time doing the subjects that they have chosen. So these students, you pick 3 on top of the ones that you're already doing, and when it comes to art usually runs in the evening. I haven't fully figured out how we're going to do it for next year, but I will let you know as soon as possible. So it'll either be in the evening or continue on during first year during the school day. When it comes to the school uniform, it's very straightforward. Most things are navy, the shirt is blue, and we're talking about dark shoes or black shoes. They don't have to be actual shoes, they can be runners, it doesn't really matter. You can purchase items in Dunn stores if that suits you, or wherever you like. There's no compulsion to go to any particular shop. What we don't allow are these leisure pants in school, just for your information. Number 4 refers to books, copybooks and equipment. Now I will be sending you more detail in this in early August, but essentially you don't need to buy any books, because what you're going to do is we're going to charge you a fee and rent the books to you for all the years that you're spending your time here. So there's a fee every year for this book rental scheme. I'm going to send you a list of the copybooks that are required and the equipment, which is limited enough, and the teachers will let you know some more about that in September. When it comes to number 5, which is the locker, lunchtime and costs, well, look, every student again pays for the privilege of having a locker, which is useful because they can lock up whatever stuff they want to in it. We're hoping to continue to provide sandwiches and food at lunchtime, depending on the arrangements for COVID-19, but I'll update you on that in due course. And when it comes to the costs, we look for a contribution for the book scheme, like I said, for the locker, for insurance and for administration costs as well. But we do this by way of an electronic payment on Wage Pay, but I'll inform you of that, as I said, in early August. So number 6, and this is quite important because sometimes time passes by, issues occur, and maybe the two-way information network, if you like, isn't working. So what I'd like to get you from the start to get involved, to make a phone call if you feel you've something to share with us, or you'd like to ask about something, or you have a problem. Likewise, we'll be doing the same with you. We can have a small meeting in school about it. There's a parent-teacher meeting in January, and I ask you to keep an eye on the school website and on Twitter, because we send stories out about the school on those fora, if you like. Also, there's the Parents Committee, which is a very useful way of getting to know the school and contributing in different ways, and that's a very positive group, and I'd encourage you to participate. But the most important one of all is the homework journal, because in this, students will write their homework, we'll send notes home to you. We have another electronic system for sending information as well, but this is the main one, to be very honest, so I'd be inclined to keep a close eye on the homework journal. I'm going to send you a link as well to all of the information that is contained in the homework journal, so you'll know exactly what's happening from that point of view. Finally, pretty well, this is a graphic which shows how the school works, and the students are central to everything, but you have an important role working with the teachers, and obviously Irish is a key element of all of that for us to work together. So at this stage, your child has had a taste of the school on the open day and open night. They've registered with us. We haven't done the assessment tests yet because we haven't had the opportunity, but we hope to do them in September. This is the information session, and then later on, when they come in, we do quite a lot of work to try to settle them in. The 4th years or the transition year students help them along. The teachers do a lot of work in allowing them to leave class early before lunch and break time, just to give them an extra chance to get to their locker and get their lunch organised and things. And also, we don't do any homework for the first 2 weeks. We do it in class, so don't be alarmed if someone comes home and says, I didn't get any homework tonight. It's because they did it in school, essentially. And there are a few other things that we do as well to try to get them settled in. But it's important as well that you try to let us know if there's anything you're concerned about before they come in, and indeed when they're with us, just to let us know as well if you have anything that's on your mind. Your communication with the class teacher will be essential here. So each class has a teacher that looks after the class, or the class teacher, and they will actually survey the students before midterm break in October to see actually how they're getting on, and then that conversation can continue on over time. I'd be hoping by the time the CRINU, or the parent-teacher meeting, comes in January, that there won't be any surprises, that when you come to that meeting, you're just meeting the class teacher, you're meeting the teachers, and you know exactly what's going on. Nothing should surprise you at that point in time. So communication both ways is very important. And we continue on that for the year. Before you know it, the summer of 2021 has arrived, and hopefully everything has gone very well. Now, COVID-19, we're planning, we're getting ready, we're preparing the school for full return, and I will write to you again in early August to let you know what's planned, insofar as we can. Every student, what I will say though, is every student will have a Microsoft 365 account which we'll set up, and we'll show them how to use it when they come in the first couple of days. So I've covered, I think, education through Irish, the subjects, the uniform, books, copybooks and equipment, the locker, lunchtime and costs, and finally communication. So be on the lookout for the next email in August, which will inform you of the last few things you need to know before we reopen. And I'd like to take the opportunity now just to say thank you for enrolling your child in the school, and I'm sure and I'm very hopeful that they'll have a great time with us in Coláiste Cumhlaithne from the very beginning, and by the time they reach their Leaving Cert, they'll have progressed and developed into fully developed adults. So get in touch, and I look forward to hearing from you all. Gur míle maith agaibh, slán.